Good morning, YouTube. How we doing this fine? That's what I get for that's what I get for pressing buttons. Oh God. Yeah, you you try to think you're technically inclined, but reality kicks in and you realize that you're not. and 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 you just keep pressing buttons like wondering what the heck's going on. Okay, let's see what let's do here. Camera. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Ah, more. um, and- Ah, that was that was what I wanted. Start my day out, but, but that's why we do YouTube in the early morning hours to to figure out what and get that practice going and figure things out so we can get more better at it. That's why I don't do the regular day hours or whatever. Let's see here. Done. Get back. Close that out. Alrighty. Good morning, my fellow YouTubers. How y'all doing this morning? I'm just out here just screwing up and figuring out figuring out the my video quality and yada yada yada. But yeah, got my blinkers on because what you do, unless I'm straight at 55 miles an hour, it still ain't. But what I hit those blinkers to let the truckers, not cars, truckers behind me, let them know, hey, beware. I'm going below the speed limit. That's it's a fair thing that let this other guy that's going on because this early in the morning he's probably half awake anyway. But it is what it is. But some of the stuff I want to talk about this morning, it kind of disturbed me a little bit. And first of all, I want to welcome y'all in to the morning chat, and also anybody that comes in on the remix. Um, I don't know. I didn't do my background on it, but it's kind of disturbing. I say young man because I mean, he ain't young like a teenager, but he don't have no gray like I got. Um, that just came on the scene in our YouTube group. Um, and the guy is, I don't know if that's what it was because people are saying he had did a live and had a problem in one of his lives. And I don't. And the thing is, I don't think the poor guy had a what's the word I'm looking for here. It's not the first time he's had a problem. Um, And I've sent him messages and of encouragement because you know what, people can be so mean behind the keyboard. And they were saying, stuff like, why are you, I remember the last one was like, why are you still home with your mama and all this other stuff? And, being mean to the man, and you don't know his situation. Actually, y'all don't know my situation. You only know what I broadcast here on YouTube. Um, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know, that I was on the brink of giving up many a time. And I finally found my peace. And I really find enjoyment in it. You don't know that uh, some of the stuff, the reason why, I love to cut lawns is one of them. I'm looking for a pat on the back from my wife, because I want her to be proud of me. Uh, you don't know the past hurt that someone has been through in their life. This YouTube, it a lot of times is fantasy land for a lot of people. You don't realize that, I remember what him, I was telling him because I used to get so upset at Facebook, but he would say that this is for entertainment purposes only. And I totally forgot, not totally forgot, but you know, uh, my job, I spend 99.9% of my time alone. So the interaction with other, human beings is at the bare minimum, which I used to dread, but I kind of like now because of the way people are. People can be so mean and so cruel, and they don't understand that you're hurting somebody. If you come on to somebody's on somebody's YouTube live or whatever, and you think it's lame, but the person has 1,000 subscribers or 2,000 subscribers. It can't be that lame because someone is looking at them. And could it be that you're being a hater because you might only have 4 or 500 or whatever, and you're just being a mean, downright evil person making fun of that person? We as grown-ups, because we're all grown, need to stick up for them. I was thinking of sending a message, say, hey, bro, make me a moderator. I don't got much to do. I'll pull over and while you're doing your live and watch your stuff. And first, in the first sign of something, that person's out of here. You know, uh, I don't know. I don't want to be negative, but I don't like to see people being bullied or people being picked on. You know, especially at this day and age. I wish SOB would. I wish someone would try to bully me, especially on this. Come on, man. It's come on. But look, if you look at it this way, even the bigger YouTubers, the bigger ones that have hundreds of thousands, they can hear it too, but you just don't see them saying it. You don't hear them saying it. You don't. Um, oh, look, I don't know. Y'all can't see it in the dark, but that's a truckload of turkeys. Poor things. They're heading to their doom. It's crazy. That's uh, makes you want to be a vegetarian. But I don't know. That just kind of bothered me when I had seen that. And I just went on I had some free time. I went on a just a trip through YouTube and leaving my smiley face wherever I can yesterday. Watching videos while I walked around, while I sat, showing support because people, you're trying. You don't realize that we don't. I don't realize that other people are trying. They're trying to get their voice out there. They're trying to be heard. They're trying to get maybe that 15 minutes of fame, the 10 minutes of fame. Me, I don't know. I I'm to the point where I don't know. I'll say it like that. I don't know, but I enjoy what I do. I'm thinking up more things for my channel. Um, you know, I still have a busy schedule coming up. Well, I got a cruise, and I was thinking of going back to work for a few days because I got a cruise, then I got to come back, and then I got to jump on a plane because my best friend is getting married. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you, everybody. I'm so happy for him. But I think I'm going to just take that extra time off. That's going to give me some time to do some yard work, see if I can find me some free dirt and get it delivered to the house. I don't know if I see anybody coming in, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, some free dirt delivered to the house. I got to start leveling the backyard again. I got to start working on the front yard again, and then I got to start doing. I got all this expensive lawnmowers that I haven't sit here. I've been just playing with and haven't done no PMs on them, preventive maintenance. A lot of these lawnmowers have what they call zerks, where I have the gun, I have the grease gun. You have to grease the fittings and stuff like that. I haven't done that yet, and I'm like, okay. And I've had at least two of my lawnmowers. I need to change the oil in them. No, actually three. I need to change the oil in them, the oil filters, and everything. But I've just been like, oh, I gotta buy another one. I gotta buy another one. I gotta buy another. Yeah, okay, I need to slow my roll and make sure that I don't blow these up because they all of them are they're expensive and they mean something to me. But um, back to reality. I don't know. I remember. That's why everyone when I chance I give, I let my wife know that she's much appreciated in my life. Why do you say that? Oh, that was what I wanted. I just brought it to my own memory. I want to talk about handling and dealing with a normal relationship. Some of us ain't never had a normal relationship before. Um, I called my wife yesterday just out the blue and said, you know what? I was just thinking about you. You sexy thing, you beautiful, and the whole yada yada yada. And I could hear her on the phone giggling, and I thought, well, I'll just let you get back to work and yada yada. But you don't realize that someone is looking to be appreciated. Someone is looking to be needed. We with this day and age and this environment and whatever we call this new age of kids nowadays. I don't need a man. I don't need a woman. Nah, I'm sorry. I do need you. I need you, and I want to be needed. Yeah, I want the one, but I want to be needed too. You know, it is, and it's funny. It's crazy. It's like it's let's put it this way. My wife almost makes you know close to double what I make, and I ain't got no problem with that. But it's turned into other things. So when she needs something, hey babe, this so and so isn't working. Dun dun dun! I'm to the rescue. Yes, dear. I'm heading to Home Depot to fix it. And, and it's funny because when you you're you've done it and fixed it, this is wow, that's great. That's that I needed you for something. And you're so excited to be needed, you know. And even though, yeah, well, she could have paid someone to come do it, but here in Georgia, you can't get nobody to come out. And we live in a decent neighborhood. You can't get nobody to show up. If you get somebody to show up, then they want to overcharge you. I remember the I'm still paying for it. I had three windows changed in the front. We had a contractor come out because they were rotted out, and it cost like dang near $1,800 to get those three windows replaced. I put two in the back. I replaced two in the back. And one of them a little shady, but I still did it for under $200. You see what I'm saying? But we have to understand. We get so when you're in these relationships, and I'm good. My past relationships, I'm good at it. You get so complacent. You get so you're so used to yelling at somebody because you think that's attention. And that person, because they love and care about you, they take it, but you don't know the damage that you putting on them. I remember because this is my second marriage. I remember and this is so sad because what had happened was uh, I knew my wife didn't give a flip about me, but I was trying and trying because my mother and father's had was a bad marriage. So I said I'm not gonna let that happen in my marriage, not realizing that my marriage was doomed from the beginning. That I married a narcissist. I married a person that really didn't give a flying flip. It was doomed from the beginning. And I not till years later that it didn't dawn on me that there was no fixing the unfixable. And I remember because I started out trucking and I would send all my money home, and then something dawned on me, hey, this person don't give a flip about you. You better put some money aside for food. And I put this person to the test, and I remember I had said, I don't have no money, I don't have no money to eat. I send it all to you. Oh, okay, thanks. Click. Hung up the phone on me. And I remembered that, and I wallowed in that because I thought, at one point I thought I deserved it. I said, I'm paying for some past sin or something, some generational sin. So I'm going to deal with it. I remember I would tell my pastor, go just pray for her, pray for her, pray for her, pray, just keep praying. And I did for years, keep praying. And I went to church and I did everything I was supposed to do, and still no change. And I remember when I finally, it was one day I finally snapped. And I mean, she was on the phone. I'm driving this truck. I think I was working for CRST, and she was just going off, just yelling, la, 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 just taking total advantage of the situation. And I remember it's, and I said, you know what, you know what, you know what, enough's enough. I want a divorce. And I mean, my balls finally grew. They were so far up my into my stomach that they finally hung like they supposed to. I said, you know what, I want a freaking divorce. And then I commenced to telling her all the pain that you gave me, that person gave me for, you know, some 20 some odd years. And I didn't stop for a good 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes. And every other word was an F bomb. And, I remember that person finally said, could you please stop cursing at me? And I mean, and that person deserved every bit of it. And they thought that they could go to my pastor because I finally had enough. I was done. I mean, even told my father. My father was cracking up. He said, and my father was, old school, very rough and rugged. And he says, finally, You don't know how long I've been waiting. He wrote down a phone number to a lawyer. You call this woman right here and you tell her I sent you. Finally. And you know, I guess this is morning confession today. And and I remember that I was I wasn't even heartbroken because the love was gone for a long time. And I remembered that I was done. I was already done. I was on the road. When I left, got in my truck, I knew I wasn't coming back. I just didn't have the gonads. And when the gonads finally dropped, like young men, with baby boys, there's a certain time where their testicles drop. Well, mine finally dropped, and I finally had enough. And I remember that person. I'm saying person because I don't even value their name at this point. Had said, it went to my ex pastor. I'm gonna say it like that, and he says we need to meet. And I said we need to meet for what? And well, we need to talk this out. Your wife has come to me. I said, well, she ain't gonna be my wife for long. I said I had enough. Well, we need, the Bible says, and I said, yeah, I know what the Bible says, but I've had enough. And what we need to, as a favor to me, and I literally said, F you and F the favor. I'm done. And you know, to make a long story short, I look back at that, and I look back at all the pain and all the frustration that I've been through, and I literally appreciate the little things. I am so spoiled rotten in my marriage right now that when I come home, she's like, "What do you want to eat? What have you eaten? What um what do you want?" And 9 times out of 10, even though I'm still overweight, I only eat once a day. Maybe some junk food snack, but I only eat once a day. And when I come home, even if I'm coming through the house, she'll make me a meal. I mean, and this ain't just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. This is a meal. And even when I say, look, babe, I'm not hungry, she'll bring me a meal. And when you've been through years and years of mental abuse, you're not used to being treated normally, treated like a normal person. And my wife, she's not a horrible cook. She's actually really good. And I'll never admit that to her face because she's got a big head, swollen head. But and then you figure out, wait a minute, this is normal. This is normal, and it's so funny. It's like we're trying to hold back and save our money or whatever. She says, "What do you want for your anniversary?" I'm good. And I actually can say I'm good. I don't need nothing. I want to, cause I still got clothes that got the tags on them. I've got. She knows I love watches. I got at least 10 watches. Some that I haven't even worn yet. Uh, I mean, I've got cologne, and this ain't cheap stuff. This is expensive stuff. I get treated like a freaking king, and I try to reciprocate, but I look for the good things. Why am I saying all that? Because again, I'll be honest with you. I ain't want to go hiking in the daggone woods or whatever. I was, you look at that video, you see, uh, uh, uh. But I know that woman of mine. You look at the video, she at the head. She was at the head of the pack, 90% of the whole time. She was loving it, and that's why I said, you know what? Let's recreate our first date. Our first date was walking, and I was out of breath then. You think I would learn? As hard headed as I am, I was out of breath then. And what am I saying? sometimes in a relationship, but you got to find out the little things. You got to find out what makes this person happy. You know, I remember, uh, and I said, well, what do you want? You know, for your known for your wedding anniversary. She said, shoot, money. Money be fine. So like right now for like the anniversary, I got a card. I put like, it ain't a lot, but it's like $60 and 20s in the card. You can see the smile on her face when it dropped out of the card. Uh, there was one time because what we do, the TV show she watched, I don't like, but she actually came up stairs last time I was home, and she laid there and read her book right next to me and cuddled up next to me. And she doesn't realize how much I loved that togetherness. I love to know that she's in the vicinity, even though I'm upstairs looking at. I watch car shows when I'm at the house, and I know nothing about them. I know that's pathetic, but I do. The Sometimes we show phoniness on YouTube. And most of the time she don't want to be in my little YouTube videos, and I understand that. But then when she's in there, you do see the person that she's wonderful, and she's everything that I need. And that's a lot of times we forget that God has put a person in our vicinity, that we get so blind and not let them know they're appreciated often. If I could give you any hint of advice, just let whoever you're with, let them know that they are appreciated. Let them know that they are wanted and or needed. Um, yeah, I could survive without her, but it would be really painful. You know, um, all I do is drive and sleep. I tried to get out yesterday, to practice with my gimbal, and it's going all over the place. It's going up and down and left and right, and all. It's going all over me. But I said, you know what? I paid $165. I got to figure it out. So I watched the video again yesterday. So what I'm gonna do is, when I get back, I'm gonna practice some more with it. Um, that's goes back to a relationship. You got to practice. You got to practice. And everybody says about you got to keep dating. Exactly. Sometimes I forget. So, when I come home, well, we're going on a cruise, so, and I'm going to slow my roll a bit. A lot of times that, I'm not drinking out here. I get on these cruises. I try to drink, but I stuff in my face. My wife hates me drinking, but she don't realize that I'm stuffing my face. So I'm not getting drunk, but I'm drinking all this alcohol. But the greasy food is swallowing up. So I'm gonna leave the alcohol alone. At least 75% of it might sneak off on a buddy here and there, but I'm gonna leave the alcohol. Try to get back into having fun without the alcohol. I'm saying try, and that part of it is something that she wants from me. And my thing, not to be, she's not being a nag, but she's had bad situations in her last marriage. You know, her ex was a violent person, drank and did stuff, and I'm not going to tell her business. Um, but you know, that left a bad taste in her mouth. So she don't like it. She don't like it, period. And but she puts up with it. A lot of times I have a couple of beers, and I'm doing my lawn work, and that's mainly what I do with it. I don't like to even bring the alcohol in the house. But it's something I'm still trying to figure out. My body is telling me certain alcohol is, regardless you want it or not, brother, I'm not gonna let you drink it. So, getting, my age and, being older, I'm gonna start slowing my roll. You know what I mean? Good morning, good morning. I'm gonna start slowing my roll and adapting and overcoming. But the thing I know about me is, because I've been in so many bad relationships where I let, I let the woman run me. I let them run me because I wanted to have. It was really bad. Every relationship up to the one I got now was not normal. I let this person run me, and the guilt of that, where I didn't stand up for myself. And I remember when when we first started dating, and she started um, a few times, uh, saying some things that brought back some flashbacks of old relationships. And I'm like, nah, I'm not having it. You're not going to talk to me that way. You're not going to treat me that way because I don't talk to you that way. I don't treat. And even now, and I know where it's coming from. Her last marriage, she probably had to apologize all the time. But every once in a while, I want to appreciate. I need an apology. We do argue, we do, but I'm learning and adapting. So I just, I've put my foot down, but I'm learning about and adapting and overcoming, because we have to be able to do that in a relationship. You have to, you know, be able to say, hey, I love you. Hey, it's okay. Hey, let's work this out. Sometimes I'll run because I don't know how to deal with a certain situation, and she wants to talk it out. But you got to understand, I don't want to have. I call it Tourette syndrome. To protect my feelings or whatever, I might say something that I can't come back from. So that's why I back off. You know what I mean? Um, Again, this might not be relationship advice, but relationship confessions this morning. But I think it's good, and I'm still appreciative of this person. I can honestly say, with her in my life, if something went down, I would stand in front of that bullet. I would stand in front of that charging animal or the car racing and push her out of the way, because of how she's treated me in the last 8 years. That how she supported me in the last 8 years when I was a total wreck. I the definition of train wreck is 8.5 years ago. That was me. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still on a healing nature. I don't know. I love being outside. Why do I love being outside? I have no freaking idea. But I'm content. I'm peaceful. I'm good. And then I start looking at, what? This is her house. I got to fix it. I got to keep it up. I've got to make sure that her house is okay. Yes, it's my house too, but mainly she is the queen. I got to make her castle wonderful. I have to make her life wonderful. And you know, it might not be healthy for me, but it's a mechanism that's in my soul to say, hey, honey, I'm doing this for. I always say it's your house too. Yes, yeah, it is. But if it was just my house, I wouldn't be killing myself like I do. Working for 12, 13 hours doing straighten this out. Trying to get this going, and I got to head back inside and start painting, and you know because I'm only home 12 times a year. Stuff that should have been done a long time ago ain't been done. I'm gonna be working on that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? We're just talking, and actually, I it really ain't relationship advice. It's just relationship confessions from me this morning. You know what I mean? And you know, we it was a I looked at a video on TikTok. Oh, look at this. I looked at it and then Jesus. Sorry guys. Hold on. I looked at it was a video, a short clip from I think it was like um Grownish or whatever, the black family, and what was going on is the son was going through something, and the father had said to the son, "You're a man, toughen up." That's what we do. We deal with it. Well, I've always said it since I got on YouTube. I'm a hypersensitive man. Another definition of that is an empath. I feel feelings. I actually absorb other people's feelings in the room. I could come in a room and you're happy, and I could have a bad day. I'll be mad as hell, and then wondering I start getting happy because your energy is come. I don't know, and it comes from a long story short. A bad. I grew up in a very violent household, so I've been able to learn how to adapt and feel the room. My parents fought. They didn't. I mean, they when they fought, they fought. I mean, when they fought, like my father say, "I'm leaving," my mother would get in on the other car, and they'd have crash up derby driving up the street. That's how violent. My father would pull guns left and right, and I'm finding out now that I become hypersensitive to, when I would come home. I'd barely come home till it was late a lot of times and feel the room. Is everything okay or whatever? And it bothers me to this day. But now that I know, I know. Um, but in the Grownish video, the guys were talking about, we don't cry, men don't cry, whatever, and in the son, he was still trying to work it out, and he said something to the father. He said, "I'm gonna try this. I learned this, whatever." He said, "Dad," he looked him dead in the eyes. "I'm gonna look at dead, and I'm not gonna turn away. Do you see me?" And it just was quiet for a minute, and he just didn't move. He said, "Do you see me?" And the at the end result, the father finally saw his son, and they hugged and like didn't let go. We're taught as men that, men don't cry, suck it up, do this, do that. Bull. I call bull. I'll tear up in a heartbeat because I'm hypersensitive anyway. But if I start tearing up, I'm releasing some energy that you want me to release. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. The crazy's about to come out, so you better leave me alone if I'm tearing up. Um, I've always felt, the weird, the being the quiet one or whatever. I stay to myself because that energy that needs to be released. I wake up when I wake up in the morning when I get off of this thing. I have to have some happy, goofy music to get me out of whatever. Like right now, I don't really kind of feel happy right now because I'm confessing some stuff. I listen to it's the it's the craziest thing. I listen to Japanese rock and roll. I don't even know what the guy's saying, but it's upbeat, happy, dancing around, blah blah blah. And I start my day like that. When I feel down, I listen to some happy music, and then I go about my business. Black folks, we don't have too much happy music. It's all sex. Say, say, hey, this or that, or violence or whatever. We don't have happy music, like, hey, my life is going great, happy, 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 joy, joy. And what am I saying all that? You have to have a release, because yes, I'm mumbling and I'm all over the place, but I'm saying this as a man, as a woman, you have to have a release. A lot of us, you got a lot of guys in here that cook. I cook too. I could throw, actually, trust and believe, I could throw down. And would you believe when I was going through all the drama that I was going through less over 8.5 years ago? And I left my wife in the process of divorcing. I stayed with my parents. I would cook meals. You go back to my Instagram, all the way back, and I would take pictures. I'd make ramen noodle bowls. Wouldn't even need it. Do all the cooking. Just make the bowl, take the picture, throw it out. But guess what? That was my release. You got a lot of folks that, yeah, y'all are doing videos and talking about I'm homesteaded, but don't you know that's your release? To get in that garden and plow in between, pull the roots out, and have that vegetable and have that satisfaction of eating that vegetable that you grew from a seed. That's your release. You have people that they got gangster cars. I can't even I can't even afford the rim that the brother's driving on, the rims. But he's dropped the tranny and put a bigger a bigger clutch in there and fixed up the seats and repainted it. Don't you know that's that man's release? You got people that they're crocheting or making they're making jewelry. That's their release. You got people that are DJ and they could more they could spin that to spin the turntables, and they can cut that music. That's that person's release. You got people that they're saying and preaching God, but they've been through something that has caused them to be more and more closer to God, and they're thanking God and they're telling you about it because they want you to feel how they feel. That's their release. You got people that are actually handicapped but have come into our close, our YouTube family, and they're finding friends, they're finding family. You don't know what you're doing for that person. And they're talking because they've never talked to anybody else as much as they talk now. That's their release. There's some people you can tell they've been waiting to talk to the world for God knows how long. That's their release. We got one guy in there that he's got what post traumatic stress PTS, and he's working out. Man, I wish I did half the workouts that man do. I wish I did half. Every time I look at his the video, he's doing the push-ups, and I'm like, good Lord, I need to get my fat ass. I need to get my fat ass out here and get to go on side of this truck. I got push-up bar, but I'm embarrassed to get out there because I know I probably could only do two. But but you know what? I'm gonna get in the back of this. I'm gonna go all the way to the back, probably later on today. Get two out of there, and then probably do two tomorrow, and get my body back to where it's supposed to. So I could, because I used to be able to do 50 push-ups without dying. But that's a release. What am I saying? You got to find your release. You got to find that relief valve, that valve that lets that steam out. I got a friend I respect to the utmost. He's probably in here. You don't want to say nothing, but that respect is coming from how he handles what he goes through. Because I don't understand. I'd have burst a blood vessel weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Weeks ago. Because but that's showing me, wait a minute. If he can do it, doggone it, I can do it. So I'm saying something here today. Yeah, I'm mumbling. I'm going all the way around the world with the conversation. But the end result is, once again, I'm going to say, if you got a problem or a situation and you need a way out, you can do it. You can make it out of that problem and or that situation. This you see how dark that road is that y'all looking at right there? That used to be so painful 8.5 years ago for me to buy. I was so lonely. I was so miserable, but I still kept going. I kept moving forward. I can say now, man, please, I got 99 problems, but being lonely ain't one of them. Hello, somebody. I got 99 problems, and that pain of the situation or sorrow, that ain't one of them, because I got a close knit family, a close, friends that actually are okay for me. I come out my shell every once in a while. This is one of them. I'm saying, hey, welcome to my channel. We're just talking about this, that, and the other. You know, we early morning. I'm letting you guys know that y'all appreciate it, because why? Why y'all appreciate it? It ain't because one or two people. I'll be talking to myself. If you let you know you appreciate it, you didn't have to come to this channel. You didn't have to listen to my mumbo jumbo, but you decided to hang around because maybe something might have clicked or whatever, But I'm saying thank you, because guess what? You're also helping me. I started out like, man, I want to get up. It's every morning. I want to get up. 3 o'clock, I'm going back to bed. But I was like, man, I got to get up. I got to start my. I got to start my. It ain't coffee and conversation. I'm like, I didn't want. I've got that trucking and that kind of. I'm like, I'm biting off somebody else. But early morning talk, early morning conversation. Hey, it's giving me the habit of moving the mouth almighty, getting my feet, planted. I got to get to work. It's funny. I used to have, um, what's the word? Uh, I'm getting old, so sorry, guys. Pause for a minute. Uh, man, I can't even remember. Sorry. I can't even remember now. He say, "Hey, Darren's got Alzheimer's," but I'm just gonna say I thank God for each and every one of y'all. Let you know you appreciate it, because you know what? It helps. You're helping me wake up so I can get down to. Oh, that's what I say. I it, I don't get paid hourly. I get paid by the mile. I thought I wasn't gonna make enough, for this paycheck. I'm like, man, this sucks. But then they threw this one in here, so I got just enough time to get there and get unloaded. Hopefully, because it's a certain place that they take a little longer, but hopefully I'll be there at the right time that they. It I got less than half a trailer, so they in their totes. So there's probably like 9 totes. It's not hard to get me unloaded. You know what I mean? And I got till 12 today to get this off the truck to have this on this check, which will give me actually a halfway decent check. And I'm gonna say thank you, Jesus, for that one. I'm gonna acknowledge him for that one. Um, in the future, I'm looking. I'm going to be working with uh one. I don't want to say the name yet till I get the shirts. Um, I'm going to have like certain, like one or two merch items. That what I'm going to do is I'm about 90 away from 500. I'm gonna give away a few of those shirts. because I'm buying them from a fellow person in our big vast group that they're making for me because I thought they're just funny as heck. But and I'm looking for stuff like that. Uh, I'm going to be when going on the boat. I'm gonna put some stuff on my door with my YouTube channel. You know that little thing where you scan it and it goes straight to the channel. But I'm going to put that person's information on the door also. This shirt was made by so and so. To give them an uptick uptick to also. You know, I'm I'm not trying to get away with anything. I'm not trying to show or say I'm better than anybody. I do this. I'm doing this because I'm having fun. I'm doing this, enjoying it, making conversations, meeting people. Um, like Mike's in here. I know you're still in here because he don't go. Boy, that guy's up all day long. Um, I started my plants, so I don't want to overwater them. I'm gonna leave it alone for a couple of days. Let that bugger get out there. Um, I wish I could read what is going on in the chat, but I can't. I'm driving. Don't want to do that. But I just want to let y'all know that, hey, appreciate you. um, Going to be doing some more walking videos because I got to get back. I got to get back. I got to get back to losing the weight. I want to be around for a while. Why do you say that? Because what uh, when some stuff finally going okay, even if it was bad, I still want to be around for a while. So I'm going. I'm thinking about it. I got another channel, first channel. I might make it into a cooking on my truck, cooking on my truck channel. Um, but I'm gonna do a few cooking videos before I open that channel up, and that's gonna be my second channel. And I'm gonna be doing a few things, but I'm gonna try to be doing some healthy stuff. I'm not saying that the stuff that other people are doing is not. I just need stuff that's good, that's helping me. Why? Because you know you- I'm down to. I'm so proud of myself. I'm down to. I drink half a cup of coffee in the morning, and I don't need it anymore because I'm on this thing flapping my gums. Excuse me. You know, um, I'm still boy. I'm so I'm so tired of winter. Like it's 42 degrees, but I'm tired of 42 degrees. The best part about now, even though yeah I'm flapping off at the gums, is I can see in the distance the sun is starting to come up. Amen to the sun. People starting to wake up. That means I got to stop swerving on the road. But we go figure that out. We go get that going. Yes, yes. I can only do a certain speed. I have what's called a governor, and that keeps me. I actually, be honest with you, I'm actually happy that I have a governor because see, I don't want I don't want to die, not yet, especially in a truck accident. You know what I mean? but but we are coming to that point in the broadcast where it's time to say, for you guys that ain't been to bed yet, good night. Um, for you guys that are just waking up, good morning, and that are heading out for work. Um, for you guys that have hung in there with me for the whole hour. Stay blessed and let you know that you are well appreciated. Um, I thank you for stopping by this morning and letting me confess my sins before the altar of YouTube, and let you know that if you don't think anybody loves you, just know that God loves you and I love you too. And thank you for a blessed morning. Um, Actually, I feel like a weight's off my back. I confessed some sins and got it off me. Thank you. And exactly, it's well appreciated. You don't know what you've done for this old cat just for the few minutes of hanging out. Even though I ain't see a word y'all wrote down there. But just know that God bless you and God keep you, and y'all just have a good day. Just keep smiling, man. Keep smiling. Bring that positive energy. Be a joy to somebody. Because guess what? Somebody needs it. You don't know which persons you going to hit this morning or this afternoon or this evening or even in your lives or your video. You don't know you're going to touch somebody. I got people that, yeah, there's certain stuff I ain't allowed to watch. You got the lingerie and all that, but I'm still dedicated to that channel. So I will I will literally hit the button that let you know I'm there and watch it, turn the phone over, and out of respect for the person that y'all heard me talk about all morning long, my wife. I said, yeah, I'm gonna like your video or whatever. I'm gonna turn it upside down because I'm only allowed to watch one person, my wife. But it's same thing. If it's something maybe not really that I don't agree with, but I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna watch it anyway. I turn the phone over, turn the volume down. I'm showing your support. Some people I watch and laugh and if and whatever. I'm showing support. Show support. Be supportive because you don't know. A lot of folks that are out here doing this, they're not doing this for the monetary value. They need some love from someone. And even though we all say it's fake love, but somebody needs that attention. And you might help a certain person before you know it by just sending a smile, saying, hey, I'm supportive. Hey, because guess what? In their life, nobody else is supporting them. And they found in this virtual world support, and it helps them because guess what? They need that. They need that. Be a blessing. Be a blessing today. Peace out and have a nice day, y'all.